The sun was sinking on the horizon, painting the sky orange over the mountains surrounding the small village of Valle Sereno. On the outskirts, where the asphalt turned into a dirt road, a solitary cabin stood among ancient pines. There lived Javier Mendoza, a 45-year-old man who had left the hustle and bustle of the city a decade ago. Javier stepped out onto the porch, a steaming cup of coffee in his hand. His graying beard and tired eyes spoke of years of solitude, but there was still a spark of curiosity in his gaze. That night, like so many others, he prepared to watch the stars. The night sky unfolded above him like a black velvet cloak studded with diamonds. Javier took a deep breath, letting the peace of the night envelop him. Suddenly, a bright streak shot across the sky. A shooting star, he thought at first, but the object did not fade. On the contrary, it seemed to grow, approaching at a dizzying speed. Javier's heart raced as he realized he was witnessing something extraordinary. With a deafening crash, the object hit the nearby forest. The impact shook the ground, causing the window panes to rattle. Without a second thought, Javier grabbed a flashlight and ventured into the woods. The smell of ozone and burnt metal guided him to a newly formed clearing. There, among the smoldering remains of what appeared to be a spaceship, lay a small, fragile figure. Javier approached, holding his breath. It was a girl, or at least she appeared to be, but her skin had a bluish hue, and her half-open eyes were large and silver. She was bleeding from several wounds, and her breathing was weak and labored. Javier stood paralyzed for a moment, his mind struggling to process what he was seeing. But when the creature let out a groan of pain, his protective instinct kicked in. Carefully, he picked her up in his arms. "Easy, little one," he murmured, though he wasn't sure she could understand him. "I'm going to take care of you." Back at his cabin, Javier improvised a bed with blankets on the sofa. He cleaned the alien girl's wounds as best as he could, using his limited first aid kit. For hours, he fought to keep her alive, applying cold compresses when her fever spiked and whispering words of encouragement. By dawn, the girl's breathing had stabilized. Exhausted, Javier sat beside her, observing her extraterrestrial features with a mixture of awe and concern. Suddenly, her silver eyes opened wide, fixing on him. Javier felt a tingling in his mind, as if someone were flipping through his thoughts. "Do not be afraid," he heard in his head. The voice was soft, almost musical. "My name is Lyra. Thank you for saving me." Javier blinked, astonished. "Can you speak in my mind?" he thought, feeling Lyra's confirmation. Meanwhile, hundreds of kilometers away, in a windowless office, Special Agent Elena Vega received an urgent call. Her face tensed as she listened to the report. "Understood," she said curtly. "I'm on my way immediately." As she hung up the phone, her eyes fell on the file on her desk. On the cover, stamped in red, it read, "Classified, Valle Sereno Incident, Possible Extraterrestrial Contact."